Hello, so for this video we're going to be tearing apart this Lenovo Ideapad 3 so we can remove the motherboard. And so for this one it's going to be a little bit different because we're going to be moving around to show you all the different parts at once. So first we're going to come down to this one here, and I've already removed like all of these screws here, but normally we need to remove all of these. One of them is missing, so that one's going to stay out. And I also taped them so that when it's apart, you do not need to worry about like losing the screws. The next step is that we're going to use like a little blade. We need to be super careful because it's plastic. We don't want to fuck the thing. And just gently lift it so the little clips will release without damaging anything. And as you can see, very gently, because it has plastic, so it's extremely brittle and easy to fuck up. So there, we removed the little thing, and it's best to use the fingernail as much as you want if you have a fingernail, or like a little plastic pry tool, which will make your job easier. So in that case, we have like a little pry tool inside of here. And we're going to use a little trick. So we have this one here, which will not be as harsh to it because this is all plastic. So there we go. It's starting to open, as you can see. There's a little gap right here. I'm turning it apart. Alright, now we go to the motherboard. So this one is like a little bent in there. So for this one, we have, this is where the heat sink is. Then the motherboard, all of these screws are going to be marked in red. So I'll take a picture of that because there's going to be this one right here. And that's about the only one that we need to remove. The rest of these are empty ones because the motherboard, the ones from here, will go into there. So only these ones that are marked in red, and this is the only one right here. There is no other. These are all empty ones, as you can see. So we're just going to remove this one Phillips head screw right here. But first we need to remove this hinge. There's like a little bracket. So just going to find going to put it back so we can see what we're doing. It's going to be right here. These 4 screws right here. We need to take out because that is part of it. That was that screw removed. Then this is the last screw right here. So this one will all lift out. And now you can see the red screw right here, which we're going to remove. And that is right here on the motherboard. We need a different size for that. So we'll get another one right here and begin removing that screw. Then we set it aside nicely, and then we're back at the motherboard right here because we need to disconnect all of the connectors. For the battery, we do not need to remove it. We just need to unplug this connector right here. Now with this one disconnected, there's a few other ones we need to remove. We need to remove this SSD right here. So we can go ahead and do that here. And then that will go there. So we have that one. Now there's like this little one right here. For the touchpad, it just lifts up like so. And you can remove it nicely, like a little pull tab. Remove. Same goes for this one right here, which pulls out. Now I come up here. This connector here connects to the speaker bar. Just pull it straight out. And then the one just next to it, there's a couple of them for the screen. First this one, and then this little white plug right here. This piece right here, as you can see, will come out with a motherboard. We need to flip up this connector here, which connects it to this I/O board. So just flip this one up, and then carefully pull straight up on these little connectors for the Wi-Fi. You can see here the little ones where they go into. The black one goes to the main, this gray one goes to the auxiliary, and this we can leave screwed in. Next we disconnect the fan, and then there's a second little one that connects to it as well. So we just put that little one up, disconnect it, and that should be good. There's another connector by the SSD right here as well that needs to be disconnected. And it's like a little sticky under here because it was stuck underneath the SSD. We need to lift this up out of the way. So for that, we're going to put the camera back. I'm going to use a flat bladed one to go just like very slowly inside of here and just lift it up out of the way like so. So you can see I've lifted it out of the way. And now the whole motherboard should start lifting up unless we missed anything. These four, nope. The 4 screws on the heatsink do not need to come out. Okay, I see where we're at. There's going to be one more screw right here that was hidden underneath the SSD. And then, so that one goes there. These are our motherboard screws. These were from the hinge. This one goes to the SSD. Then there's another one under this little Lenovo sticker. Let me see if I can zoom it in. Show. Right here is where it is. So that also needs to be removed. That one is kind of hard because I could not see the red marker which is underneath there. So there's the 3 screws from the motherboard, and it should start lifting very carefully. You need to be careful to try not to bend that too much because it'll be kind of hard. What am I missing? Oh, there's one screw right here as well that was hidden under the hinge, so that we put with the hinge side. So it's just like that. And then what else? And then there's also by the SSD right here, or by the like little USB-C, there's a bracket, and as you can see by the little arrows right there, I'm going to mark that as well. with the red marker that those need to be removed as well. And we always use the red markers in case we know which ones need to be removed for the motherboard. And then for these ones, I will also set them aside. Alright, yep. Let's go to the hinge, kind of like that. This one also goes right by here by the charging port. Then there's the two for the USB-C. This battery we're gonna leave for now. So as you can see, the motherboards start lifting up, and here we go. That comes out of there. So that's all the screws out. They're all organized there. Where the red marker here is all the screws that need to go inside. So that's going to be that. Here is like what the charging port looks like right here. So from the bottom, and then from the top, and then like inside the charger. Anyways, that's going to be it for this video. As always, stay tuned.